And I'm happy to inform the public that today we are at the second meeting. We are the second breakfast meeting with the civil society. And I'm happy to inform the public that the meeting centered on the rollout of Maisha Namba ecosystem, which is 4 components. That is a Maisha Namba, Maisha Card, Maisha Digital ID, Maisha Integrated Database. So I'm happy to announce also that we have started the piloting of this very important number. And I want to inform the public that we are not seeking for extra additional budget for this kind of project. We are using the resources that have been allocated within our budget.
I've highlighted a number of concerns that civil society from across the country still have regarding the proposed implementation. And we have given a document to the government to consider as our proposals. I know we said bare minimums, but we are calling them proposals for consideration.
All right, that's a good place to begin our discussion tonight. I have on the round table tonight PS Immigration and Citizen Services Ambassador Professor Julius Bitok. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you very much, Ken, for inviting me.
Karibu sana. It's a huge issue, the Huduma number. I know Huduma number came and went, but then there is Maisha Namba, and Maisha Namba also stays a big issue. So let's begin from where that soundbite stops it. What exactly were you launching today, PS?
Well, thank you very much once again, Ken, for inviting me to the studio. And it's my first time to come here to engage. And today we had not really a launch. We had an event, a breakfast meeting with the civil society to be able to engage them more. It is part of our public participation program to reach out more to the public, to educate the public, to explain to them what Maisha Card is, what Maisha Number is. And by the way, do you have any information about Maisha
That's
Card?
why you are here tonight, because
Maisha
we really
Namba?
need to know what Maisha Number is.
Yes.
When you talk about Maisha Number, PS, all that rings in my mind is the Huduma number. I want to know what is the distinction between these two.
That's why I'm also here today, so that I'll explain more to you, to the public, what Maisha Card, Maisha Number, Maisha Digital ID, and Maisha Integrated Database is all about.
Okay.
Well, just to begin, I want to say that this morning we had a very candid discussion with the civil society, who have been our partners for the last close to 6 months. When we're engaging them, we talk to them, we partner with them, we engage with them in different forums. And I want to say that we have come up with a new product for the people of Kenya called Maisha Number, and it has 4 components. The first component, of course, is the Maisha Number, which is a unique personal identifier, a number we assign to an individual when they are born. It runs with them. They use it in primary school, they use it in the university, they use it in college, they use it as the ID number, they use it as their KRA PIN, they use it as their NSSF number, they use it for every other document in their life. So until when they die, it is the number that appears on their death certificate.
And then the number is extinguished at that time.
The second, exactly. Yeah. So the second component is Maisha Card. Maisha Card is a card that is issued to, it's a 3rd generation ID actually, carrying the Maisha Number. The card will have a unique personal identifier number, which is a Maisha Number. And that is a card which is a 2nd generation ID. It's an upgrade of the current 2nd generation ID. It's a more secure, more versatile card. It's a smart card. The 3rd component, of course, is a virtual version of the card, what we are calling now Maisha Digital ID. It's an ID that you carry on your phone. It's a virtual fashion. If you are not interested in carrying the card, you can have it on your phone, so that you don't have to carry the card around. You can use
just produce
with your phone. It's activated. You have it on your phone, and you can transact with it wherever you go, and that will really help ease and enhance service delivery. The last item is what we are calling Maisha Integrated Database. It's a database which connects all the other databases in government, including those people who are born in Kenya, those who are turning 18, those who are immigrating to Kenya, the refugees. We have integrated the entire databases into one Maisha Integrated Database. And that's the database that will be shared with every a government institution, whether it's KRA, whether it's NHIF, whether it is NSSF, NTSA, the entire government will be integrated into one database,
but
Maisha database.
I think, PS, that already exists in eCitizen, because the details, my details on eCitizen, and I know in the second hour we'll be discussing more about the eCitizen and the number of products that have gone in there and the management of that. But it sounds as if that is what is existing right now, even in eCitizen, that database, because all my details are found there.
Exactly. But we are making it more versatile, more interconnected, because as it is now, the interconnection is not with civil registration. That is through birth certificates area or to immigration. But we are bringing all this together. The current one we have connects only NRB, which is ID, with the IPRS. But we are saying going to connect and integrate everything
across the board.
Across the board.
Why is this necessary? And before you answer why this is necessary at this point, my question is, what happens to me? Well, I've held an ID with my ID number for the last 40 years.
Well, Ken, for you as an ID already, your Maisha number will be your current ID number. It's not possible to change the current ID numbers. The current ID numbers will automatically become your Maisha number.
Okay. Then it goes to Maisha card, then digital ID, then of course the database.
Correct.
So everything is integrated.
It's integrated.
Okay. Explain to me the rationale why this is necessary at this time, please.
Well, this is necessary, Ken. One, because of national security. We are looking at ensuring that we minimize, or rather we eliminate what we call identity theft. You know, initially, with the current ID, it is easy to duplicate. But with the new card, which we are now introducing as third generation, it has really very high enhanced security features that make it very difficult to...
Are these biometrics included?
Biometrics included, even facial included. And it will really make it very...
So it has a chip?
It's a chip on it, having the details, and you can read the chip very accurately. And it's not very easy to replicate or copy that kind of information. The second thing is meeting the international standards. The card that we have now meets international standards. The ICAO requirement that it has to meet certain bare minimums. And if you look at the card that we are introducing now, it meets the ICAO standards. That's why in the new card, which I have a sample here,
it looks like the old ID though.
It looks like it, but it is not it. It has a chip. It has a chip there. There's an ICAO sign here. It's written Maisha Namba. And it is also consistent with the new constitution. You know, the old ID had the districts, but this one now has been realigned to show the counties. These are dummy though.
Oh, these are dummy, but this is how I hope they can be able to get it, how it looks.
And it looks very, very good. It has a machine-readable zone. It meets all the international standards that are required. We are very compliant with ICAO in terms of the structure, in terms of the details we carry in there. And it is very clear. It is a national identity card, but then we have branded it Maisha card.
So the Maisha card is here.
Yes, that's the Maisha. Right, that's Maisha number.
Maisha number.
Yes.
There's a sign there, Maisha. It's no longer the ID, but I'd like to turn it.
Yes.
And then that is the chip.
Machine readable zone. There's a chip there. Yes, and it's aligned to the new constitution.
Okay, but basically all the other details tend to appear like just the other normal ID card.
Yes,
just
all
that
the
now
other
it
details,
contains my details within it.
Exactly, and your details are also on the chip.
Who will be reading this chip?
Well, I want to say that this chip can be read by many institutions who use identity, including the banks, the telcos, because what you have in the chip makes it more accurate, because whatever you see here, you can always refer to the chip. Because the current one, which has no chip, when a few details are changed, then it's very difficult to be able to see accurately who the card
And I
is.
cannot put this in a computer with a program and alter someone else's details?
It is not possible because of the security. This card, this chip is linked to our database in NRB. It's not possible unless you really have access to NRB.
We need to take a break because we're coming back with a comprehensive discussion, but I have to ask you this, PS. What is the cost of this? That must be an elephant in the room. What is the cost of all this, the whole project?
I want to say that the cost, we are not asking for additional funds to finance this project. We are using
from the treasury.
From the treasury.
I'm assuming the treasury.
We are only using the current financial budget that has been allocated by the government. And I want to give you more information on that. That currently we produce about 1.5 million cards for people turning 18 every year.
Okay.
And that's budgeted for every year. And we have another additional 1.5 million persons who are replacing their cards. So in total, we make, or rather we produce about 3 million cards. That is what is budgeted for.
Already the government is budgeting.
The government.
Why do they charge me when I went to replace my card the other day, PS? I was charged some money if it's already budgeted for.
Well, I want to say that it is, when you lose your card, usually the government takes what it costs to produce the card. Okay. Currently, we pay about 100 bob. For the card.
Yeah.
Yes, but you know, to make that card is even more than 100 bob. But the government subsidizes for that. So essentially, we are saying we are not asking for additional money. We're saying within the current budget arrangements.
What is the budget for this? Yes.
Well, I want to say that the current budget for this is something less than 800 million or
800 million.
Less
and you factored in the
it has been
3
factored
million.
in, and it keeps on being factored in every year for production of cards.
A lot of questions, I know online they'll be asking questions, but first I'd like to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk about that.
All right, thank you.
And coming up in business news tonight, Africa requires $190 billion annually from now until 2030 for mitigating